Today I'm going to show you a new filter system I've just got. They're magnetic, they're really cool, and they're from a company called Freewell. Now every so often a product comes along that I get really excited about, and this is one of them. If you've watched any of my tutorials, I mostly use the round filter system as they're small and easier to travel with. But the biggest pain about these is having to screw them on and off the front of your lens. I'm so sick and tired of getting filters stuck on lenses or on step-up rings where I have to tighten them up as tight as possible to then get enough pressure to remove them from the step-up ring or the lens. As well as the time it takes to screw them on and off, I've also dropped a few of them when I've been in a rush to get them off the lens, which isn't the best move in the world. Now, a long time ago, I saw a video by Caleb Pike using a similar magnetic system. Check out the link in the description below. It's on Vimeo, but it's well worth a watch. Anyway, he had a set of magnetic adapters which did a similar thing, and when I saw those, I was really excited by those. However, I couldn't get hold of these even though I wanted to. I think at the time they were only available in the United States. So when the company Freewell got in contact and wanted me to test their filters out, once I saw that they used this magnetic system, I jumped at the chance. Now, instead of it being an adapter that you attach to your filters, the magnet is built into the filter. And this is pretty cool in a few different ways. The most obvious one being the speed at which you can change these filters. It's as easy as that. The other cool thing is that with every filter, they supply you with a lens cap, and not any old lens cap, a magnetic one, so it has a much lower profile. The only downside to these lens caps is that they're hard to get off if you have a lens hood fitted, so it would be great to get a magnetic one with some way of grabbing it from the front. To fit it on, it's already attached to the screw bit that sits on your lens, so take it out of the case, screw this to the front of your lens and then pull the filter away. Then with this adapter on your lens, you can either have the filter in place, no filter, or the lens cap in place. It also has a thread on it so you can still use your old filters without removing this adapter. Now, if you're the kind of safety conscious person that uses a UV filter to protect the front element, they provide you with a screw-on ring with a UV filter built in, so your front element will always be protected. I prefer not having this, and they also provide a ring that doesn't have the UV filter built in, so you have options. Another thing you can do is easily stack these filters, and they will just click into place with the magnets. Although I don't like taking photographs through too many layers of glass, I normally keep it to 2 as a maximum. With a 10-stop filter on a 25mm lens, I saw no change in sharpness. It's as sharp without the filter as it is with the filter. There's also no visible vignetting, but a very subtle blue cast. But this is so subtle that I corrected it with 150 Kelvin in Lightroom, which is a minute change. When compared to my Tiffin 10-stop filter, it was so much better. The Tiffin had a greeny blue color cast, which is really hard to get rid of. I've worked with it in the past, but after using this much better quality filter, I don't think I'm going to be using it anymore. Freewell also sent me a circular polarizer. Now, one really cool thing they've been able to do with this filter is to use the magnetic connection point as a rotational plane. So you can see here, I can attach it to any of the mounting plates and then I can rotate it into the position I want it in. As it's a strong magnet, it holds it solidly. For the polarization, there was no vignetting and no change in sharpness, as well as no obvious color cast. A color polarizer does increase the saturation and deepen the blues and get rid of some of those reflective lights, but I couldn't see any obvious color cast. In crop mode on the A7R II at 11mm, I could see a hard vignette, but this is really wide, and right up to these hard vignettes, there aren't any visible soft vignettes. This shows the glass is really good quality. If you do shoot really wide lenses a lot, just get step-up rings and buy an oversized filter. I always tell people to do this if they are on, say, a 16mm on a full frame camera or anything wider than 12mm on a crop sensor. If your widest lens is, say, a 24mm and you're shooting on a full frame camera or 18mm on a crop sensor camera, these filters work really well and there's no soft vignette. Not that I can see anyway. If you want to check these files for yourself, I have left the link in the description below. I've got RAW files, I've got JPEGs, and I've also got some slightly processed ones. None of them have sharpening on, and you can see this in the RAW files. I've been trying to get this filter to drop off by shaking my camera, and I haven't been able to yet, so the magnets are really strong. But I'll be heading to Wales later in the year, and I'll be shooting some waterfalls, and I'll be in the woods and doing lots of different shoots there. So I'll be able to give you an update as to how durable they are after a few months of use. Now, the only thing I can see going wrong with these filters is if you drop your camera. They may get knocked off. I've jumped around with them on the shoulder strap that I have, and I haven't been able to get them to shift yet. So as I've said, I'll give you an update after a few months of using them and let you know how I'm getting on with them. And that's about it. I don't often get excited about products, but when I do, I want to share them with you guys. And this is definitely one that I'm excited by. They retail at $99 each no matter what size you order. And for filters like this, that's a really good price point. You get the UV part and the non-UV adapter mounting screw bit, as well as the lens cap with every filter. They also come in this case, which is obviously magnetic. I'm going to keep them in a third-party filter pouch, but for more protection, you could keep them in these cases. They are just a little bit bulky, so as I said, I'm going to get a third-party case and keep them in there. Now, if you like the look of these and want to get them, I've left a link in the description below. They come in a range of sizes from 67 to 82mm, as well as step-up rings for smaller lenses. And they also have filters for drones and action cameras as well, so go and check them out. As always, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. And for weekly tutorials, hints and tips in photography and videography, subscribe and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next one.